Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Building a Nation with Team Canada. And today we sort of have our end of season review. 2021 has been a very long campaign. It just seems like we've played so many competitions, so many games. It's been not necessarily a drag. I've enjoyed every minute of it. It just definitely has seemed like an extra long year. So we've gotten to the end of the season. The international season is done. And now we just have to sort of focus on MLS for a minute or two because we've also reached the end of the Major League Soccer season, which means we have one final competition on the year, and that is the MLS playoffs. But that means the regular season is over. Now, with all these international competitions that have popped up at the end of the season, I sort of rushed my way through the MLS season, and I played through the end of the season. I just sort of didn't realize I was playing the final game. I just played it, got it over with. And so we have reached the end of the season. If we take a look at the competitions, how about this? We actually won the MLS Supporters Shield. Now, if you saw our mid-season update, we were at the top of the league in mid-season, and I wasn't sure that that was going to last because we had all the international competitions and whatnot. But we managed to stay top of the league. Now, it wasn't a wire-to-wire finish. As you can see, we started out 23rd and sort of moved our way up, and we hit a little dip in the middle of the season, but for the end of the season, we were in first place for pretty much the last month. Take a look at the schedule, see how we got there, and you can see it was just a good run of form at the end there. We lost to LA Galaxy 2-0 back in August, but month of September, undefeated, just one draw to Sporting KC. So we finished strong. We finished at the end of the season with an excellent run, and it actually came down to the final game of the year versus Columbus, because if you take a look at the competitions, it was a very close race this year. Houston, we beat them out by 1 point. We beat Toronto FC out by 3 points. So it was a very close race at the top, and it's good to see Toronto up there at the top. So we got two Canadian teams at the top of the league. That's very good. But I'd wanted to show you guys that final game of the season because it was basically for the championship. I just sort of breezed through it and kind of, what can I do? I played it. I'm not going to replay it just for the camera. So yeah, that's what we did. We beat out Houston. Houston had an excellent season. They were a very good team. They're usually pretty good team in Football Manager. They've got, they usually score a lot of goals and play a pretty good brand of football. They got some expensive players on their list. You look at those defenders, making $700,000, $600,000, $400,000. They got a really expensive starting lineup. Their least expensive player, I guess, is their goalkeeper, Bobby Shuttleworth. 34-year-old American. He's still pretty decent. $500,000 value. But anyway, we can take a look at the team stats. That might give us a better look at the league. So Houston, as I mentioned, they score a lot of goals. They finished second in the league this year to the New York Red Bull. 68 goals on the season. As you can see, we are not on this list. We were not a dynamic goal-scoring team this year. We did it mostly with our defense and possession. Most headers completed, not on the list, not that important. There's possession. 6th in the league isn't like amazing or anything like that, but it was enough to let us keep enough possession to let our defense do the work. Toronto FC up there in possession as well. So it looks like, even Houston was up there. So it looks like the possession style is actually a pretty good style this year, at least in MLS, to win the league. Most tackles won. We're up there 3rd place in tackles. So again, that defense coming through. Least conceded, look at that, at the top of the league. Toronto FC number 1, Vancouver number 2, tied with LAFC, another very good team. Houston, 4th in the league, so you can see why they were so high in the league this year. 2nd in goals scored, 4th in goals allowed is pretty good. 4th in least goals allowed. Pretty good. LA's up there. Sporting KC, Montreal played some decent defense this year, scoring 7th in the league. Shutouts is kind of interesting. Toronto, number 1, 17 shutouts in 34 matches. That's pretty good. Half your matches are shutouts. You're bound to win some games. LAFC, also pretty good. But we were down here in 6th, only 11 shutouts on the season. So even though we managed, we played good defense and didn't score a ton of goals, we scored enough goals to win a lot of sort of 2-1 games. Fouls, it's another good sign of progress that we were a very good defensive team, very good tackling team, but we weren't anywhere on the list in terms of fouls. Passes completed, 8th in the league. It's a little low for a possession style. Toronto FC 4th, Philadelphia 1st at 83%. Most crosses completed. Again, not really our forte. We're trying to work the ball in the box, I think, quite a bit this year. And we're probably going to have to rethink some offensive strategies next year. Whether it's just bringing in new players to fit our system or bringing in a new system. We're going to have to do a little bit of something. Best at hitting the target, again, just not there. I mean, our offensive numbers this year are just not good. Again, whether that comes down to the players or the system is a question. I think we didn't play as attacking this year as we have in previous years, and that hurt us a little bit, but still, I would have liked to score more goals. So I guess we can start taking a look at the playoffs and see where we're at in terms of the playoffs. So, let's take a look at the stage we're in here. We are in Major League Soccer. Here's the Eastern Conference playoffs. Toronto FC versus Columbus. Take a look at the tree here. So Atlanta United beat New York Red Bull in the first round. No, that's in the semifinals. Where's the first round? Because, since we won the Supporters' Shield and we won the Western Conference, we didn't have to play in the first round. Let's see. MLS. There it is. First round. So Atlanta United beat New York City. New York Red Bull beat Philadelphia. And then Atlanta beat New York in this round already. Toronto got the bye. Columbus beat Montreal. So Montreal did make the playoffs this year. And now we got Toronto versus Columbus coming up later in the week. Take a look at the MLS Western Conference. Oops. Hello. Western Conference. There we go. That's nice. It's interesting. It didn't refresh when we went to Western Conference. Anyway, Vancouver gets the bye in the first round. We're going to be facing LA Galaxy, who beat Minnesota 2-1 in the first round. Houston, we're on a collision course with Houston, it looked like. They beat Sporting KC. LAFC beat San Jose. And then, just recently, LAFC beats Houston in the semifinals. So guess what? We're going to see another LAFC game coming up. Should we beat the LA Galaxy? So it's we played, I think, just about every game we showed this year in MLS or even in Champions League. We played against LAFC. So you might be getting sick of seeing LAFC. So today, I guess it's nice that we're going to we're just going to move down the freeway a little bit to Hollywood, and we'll play against the LA Galaxy. How about that? So here is today's game at BC Place. We are the betting favorites, 5-4. Not tremendous odds, but good enough. We come in excellent form. We've won 4 of our last 5s with 1 draw. LA Galaxy sort of limped into the playoffs a little bit. Inconsistent form, 3 losses, 2 wins in their last 5. Not so good. But against us, LA has been a pretty even opponent. They've won 3, We've won 3, and there have been 2 draws in our 8 times that we've played each other. So this is sort of a rubber match here. We'll see. It can't end in a draw, so one of us is going to take the advantage on this series after this game. Not a ton of injuries. Hakkinen is doubtful, but he probably wasn't going to be our starter anyway. Giovanni Dos Santos is doubtful for LA Galaxy, so we'll see if he's fit enough to play. LA's head coach, Nico Estevez, 41-year-old Spaniard. Decent-looking coach. He's not an overwhelming type coach, but he's pretty good. Came over from Valencia, been head of youth development for Columbus since 2014, then became a coach, then interim head coach in 2019. 2020, got the head coaching job at LA Galaxy. So he's managed to keep his job at LA for a whole year. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good record for an LA Galaxy coach. So we got to give it up to him there. We are going to be playing at home since we've got the best record in the league. 27,000 tickets sold. That's a little disappointing for a playoff game. Not even, a full, not even anywhere near capacity. We basically filled up the lower dome and that's it. Weather shouldn't matter. Nothing else matters. Let's get to our team selection here. On the bench, got McGee, Ahmed, Dino Leddy, Jack Chesser, so a couple of Scotsmen there on the bench. Zoltan Veda, the youngster, Vuk Stankovic, Dean Darren Sr. on the bench. So it's a bit of a rotated bench. Some of our players, have some interesting things going on. Brim was a little bit nicked up going into this game, so that's why he's not starting. We could start him, but I wanted to save him for the next round if possible. See if we can get past the Galaxy without him, because we do have quite a few options out on the wing. So here we go. Zach McMath is going to take the playoff start. We're going to give it to the veteran. He sort of came in at the end of the season and really solidified his position there over McGee as the starting goalkeeper. So he's played very well. Zlatkovic on the left, Nowinski on the right, Romeo and Jaguar. So mostly our starting defense there. Norman and Tiebert in the midfield. Those two guys have played well together. Obviously, they play with each other on Team Canada, so they've got a bond there. Faria, one of our acquisitions this year, 11 appearances, 4 goals, 7.15 rating. He's played very well. He's versatile. He can play left or right, so we're going to put him on the left. Zalalem in attacking center mid. He's another guy who's solidified himself, 3 goals, 5 assists this year. Venuto on the right, only 14 appearances this year, but he still managed 3 goals, 3 assists. And then Hundle up top. So we got photos for everybody. Everybody's, looking good. Meanwhile, LA Galaxy, Cesar in goal. Tuba, Raguet, Kitchen, and Bruno Santos on defense. 4 assists from the right fullback. Savio, Jonathan Dos Santos, is going to play. 7 assists on the year, no goals. Played 32 appearances, though. I think his time with the Mexican national team is done, so he can focus a bit on MLS these days, but his production is starting to go down a little bit. Schmidt in the midfield. Nicholas Schmidt, 1 start this year. 6.85 rating. 23-year-old German. He's got some interesting abilities there. He's a very good free kick taker. He's sort of their special teams player, it looks like. Good playmaker. He's got some very nice technical abilities. Leggett on the left, Nicholson on the right. Another Scottish, Sam Nicholson. Winger. He looks okay. Where'd he come from? Came over from Portland in the waiver draft. Interesting. Earlier this year, and he's getting a start in the MLS playoffs. And then, of course, Christian Ramirez up top. 8 goals, 3 assists on the season. So let's get to the dressing room. Pep talk. All right. Let's be passionate. I know many of you are anxious to avenge what happened. So let's avenge, apparently, what happened last time against LA. Opposition instructions. You know, we know what to do here. No problems. I mean, we definitely want to tightly mark Dos Santos. I think we want to, you know, we'll be aggressive with LA. We'll see. I don't know that this is a great LA team. I think their defense and their goalkeeping is pretty good, but I don't know. Their attack doesn't look very strong. You come into this one in good form. Yeah. I don't have any concerns. We're professional. Blah, blah, blah. So here we are. Half-filled Vancouver. One of these days, maybe we'll get a new stadium. I don't know. I mean, this is a pretty good stadium. I don't know why we would get a new one. We are sort of renting it. You know, it's not owned by the club. So that's the one drawback. But I'm pretty sure we're getting a favorable deal because there aren't many teams that play here. I think there's an arena football team or a Canadian football team. Oh, here's Venuto with the steal. Back to Hundle. Hundle drops it back to Zalalem. His shot's deflected. So you can see we're a little hesitant offensively. Make a great play with our pressure, our high press, make the steal, and then nobody wants the ball. Nobody wants to score. So we got to work on that in the off season and see what we can do. Legit looking to make a play. Nope. There's our defense holding strong. You know, you'd think at the beginning of the year we had, two different central defenders in there, and we traded them both away. Oh, here's Hundle on the move. There we go. Venuto making a great play. You know, that he made the play earlier with the steal, and now he makes the play with the pass, getting the early cross to Hundle. Hundle waiting to make that run. Kitchen took a poor angle there. Hundle finishes. There we go. Let's get off the Schneid. His 7th goal of the season. Maybe by the end of the playoffs he'll be in double digits. That would be exciting. Kitchen, you know, there's questions. I'm struggling with what to do with the roster. Because now that we've won the league, here we go. Christian Ramirez behind the defense. McMath is there. Now that we've won the league, there's going to be some pressure by the board possibly to win it again next year, which means we should keep our team intact. And it would be very easy to keep the team intact, but we also need to keep moving players along so that we can keep bringing players up from the previous, from our academy and other places. Keep developing the youth of the nation. So it's like there are some veteran guys who we could maybe move along, but then we'd be less likely to win the championship, but then maybe we could just keep it rolling with the young guys. I don't know. Do we have that much confidence that we can win the league with basically anybody we throw in there? The answer might be yes. I think we can win the league with just about anybody, but I don't know if that's the truth or if that's just, hubris. McMath. All right, we're going to work it out from the back here a little bit. Tibert. Romeo. Again, it's Romeo versus Romeo. I still don't know how to pronounce it. I did find out that he has a YouTube channel. So I looked at his YouTube channel, but I haven't seen anybody pronounce his last name. They just call him Rock. So I know that part. But, Rock, Rocco, Rocky. Everybody's got a little nickname for him, but nobody pronounces his last name. There's a wide shot there. Faria coming inside. Seems like an interesting character, on YouTube. I think his videos are a little old, when he was younger, but still, he's got some interesting adventures that he's been on. Here's Dos Santos. Gonna send one in. Wow, Savio with just an acrobatic goal there. Was he onside? It looks like it. He's sort of... So there's no offside because the ball is up in the corner, right? Like the ball is farther ahead than the players, so there's no such thing as offside until the ball is touched. So anyway, the point is, LA Galaxy has tied it up. I'm trying not to get distracted by the game on the background. It's the second week of English Premier League has started up. I'm actually watching a game, which is rare. It's Huddersfield versus QPR, of all things. I may be the only person around who watches more FM content than real football content. But, you know, every once in a while I'll make an effort. I don't know, it's not in my routine. You know, there's a lot of people on Twitter who are getting very excited about Premier League starting up, and I was like, oh, is that on? Okay, I guess I'll watch it. It's just not part of my routine. Anyway, halftime 1-1. We sort of are dominating. I mean, 8 shots to 3, 62% possession is pretty good, but they got that sneaky goal. So that makes it anybody's game right now. I don't think we need anything tactically to worry about. Oh, there's QPR scoring a goal. All right. We've been the better team here. Let's be assertive. We've been the better team here. Just keep going. All right. Let's go. It's nice that Hundo got a goal. Get off the schneid. Maybe he can start a little bit of a run. Venuto again, having him back in the lineup at the end of the season. Oh, there we go. He gets fouled. He's just a big boost, you know, to everything we do. You look at him and say, yeah, he's a good player, but he's got some intangibles. I don't know. Hebert, free kick. He's got some intangibles that he just makes plays and makes everybody around him better. So it's hard to quantify exactly what he does, especially look at him, his attributes are going down currently. They've been going down kind of all season. I don't know if it's just nagging injury or what. He is only 26, so here's Schmidt, the free kick taker. We got to watch out for him. He could definitely be a difference in this game, you know. He was probably the guy taking that corner, I assume. So he's already made a difference in the game. Salalem wins the header, gets it back to Tibert. Going to start the attack here. 48 minutes. See if we can get the go-ahead. See if we can go ahead early. And then drop back in possession. Put the pressure on Faria. Oh, Faria almost scored short angle. But you can see he beat the defense. He's got a bit of talent about him. You know, 15 pace, 15 acceleration, 16 agility. He's training well. He's improving. He's up to 3 stars now. He's not exactly a type of finisher. He's definitely a support player. But he is still very useful. He's another guy we plucked from TFC2. McMath now. Going to bomb it downfield. What is that? Get out of here. Here we go. Hundo doesn't go for the ball, but Zalalem wins it in the midfield anyway. Going to send it near side to Faria. Oh, number 99. Going to get forward. Oh, great pass to Venuto. That's what we're looking for. Faria kind of playing a bit of an inside forward role. He plays better on the right than the left. But, you know, he can still get it done. He can still get it done. He cuts way inside, playing like a midfielder role, and then Venuto with the finish. As I mentioned about Venuto, he just does whatever we need him to do. Do we need him to score? Do we need him to pass? Do we need him to play defense? Whatever we need, Venuto can do. And right now, he's at a 7.8 rating, so he's looking really good. Norman's been booked. All right, analysis. Let's see what our coaches have to say. Norman's been booked. Okay. Christian Ramirez is finding spaces. Okay. Okay. Specifically marked. I don't know about that. I don't like that. I probably shouldn't have done that. Because that pulls out one of our defenders. Anyway, we're getting shot on goal, but they're coming from far out. No, we'll leave that. We'll leave that. Ramirez is their most dangerous guy, but I don't know about specifically marking him with one of our central defenders is a great idea. Salalem sends one in. Romeo can't get it on the back post. Does the highlight continue? I think it does. Zalalem gets it out wide. He's got two players heading. Nope. Madranda with the steal. Madranda's in the game now at left back. Here comes Nicholson. Uh-oh, T-Bert. Okay, that's fine. I mean, that was a professional foul, I guess. Let's look at these instructions here. Jimmy Madranda, we cannot leave him just roaming around there unmarked, so we will mark him. Anybody else? Yes. Miguel Ibarra's in the game. And Efrain Alvarez, the youngster. 19 years old now. Playing a bit out of position there at left wing. This formation is not really good for LAFC. I don't know why they're playing it in terms of their roster. But yeah, he's still a pretty good player. Still only 19 years old. 2 caps for Team USA, so he's starting to get some national recognition. Okay, good. Good. But more importantly, he needs recognition from our defenders. So let's close down on that young man. Okay. They're saying it again in the coaching box to mark Christian Ramirez. We can only mark him so much. And then it's up to somebody to actually defend him. So we'll just... is there a reason to give a shout? No, I don't think so. Zalalem. Venuto, a little back heel to T-Bert. He's got Nerwinski moving forward. They do not get it to him. Faria. Zalalem. Okay. Did he actually win a corner with that little effort? He did. Okay, deflected. I thought that was just the worst shot I've ever seen. Here we go. Zalalem sends it in. Nope. Ramirez on the back line. Highlight ends. So this is kind of how our season went quite a bit. A lot of 2-1 games like this. I mean, we're already in the 85th minute. You know, we could get Norman out of there. Zalalem sends it forward to Venuto. Venuto brings it down, sends it across to Faria. I don't know why he didn't send that to Hundle, but, you know, nobody's perfect, I guess. We are putting a ton of pressure on LA. Let's move T-Bert down to Segundo and bring in the young Scotsman Jack Cheshler just to get that yellow card out of there. That's fine. Fine und dandy. 88 minutes. 89 minutes. 3 minutes of stoppage time. We're probably going to go through here. Unless LA gets a cheeky little goal here. Leggett around one man. Cross deflected. Hundle tried to pass it to Nerwinski there. Okay, highlight ended. No danger apparently. Here's Christian Ramirez. Ooh, Jaguar. That better not be a straight red. And Ramirez was behind the defense. Jaguar gave him the business. Just a yellow. Okay. Is Ramirez going to take the free kick? Nope. Joe Santos is going to take the free kick, and he scores. Can't count the veteran out. First goal of the season. Oh, how about that? We get to the playoffs, and of course, Jonathan Dos Santos scores his first goal of the season. It's like it's a meme at this point when it comes to FM. I don't always score goals, but when I do, it's the first of the season. So we dominated the game. I mean, they came back a little bit in the second half with 42% possession. Only 5 shots for LA, though. But they've scored 2 goals. Not happy. Not excited about what's happening here. So we are going to have to go extra time. Do we want to look at any tactics? Hundle, 7.1 rating. Probably shouldn't take him out. Zalalem's a little tired, but he's still good to go. I don't think I don't think there's particularly anything that we need to do. We could take Faria out for Vuk. No. Alright. We'll just go to the dressing room. Pep talk. You should encourage them. Keep going and you can still win this one. Okay. Okay, boys. Can't go out to LA in the first round if they're winning the Supporters' Shield. Got to at least... I mean, it'd be nice to face LAFC and, you know, finally beat them. That would be outstanding. You know, in a tournament that matters, LAFC seems to have our number. Here's Cesar. Send it downfield. Okay, Zlatkovic, not a great header. He had all the time and space in the world. He could have just brought that down, but he did not. Another pet peeve of FM. But again, it could have something to do with the quality of the player, right? If he was a better player, he probably would have brought that down. Matranda with all the time and space in the world. Alvarez gonna shoot one. Wow, that was a little too close for comfort. A little too close for comfort. Did they bring in any more substitutes? No, everybody else is okay. All right. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. You can do it. You can do it. 15 shots to 6. 57% possession. We're only threatening from long range. That's fine. We don't have the best shooters. I'll agree with that. So, I mean, I guess they keep telling us to work the ball in the box, so we'll give it a shot. Zalalam is a little tired. Here's Tibert. 103 minutes down. Romeo with the header. Come on. Come on, boys. You can do it. Rocco gets his second yellow card of the season, not of the game. We got to keep Zalalam in for his penalty taking, in case the game goes to penalties. 1 minute of extra time in the first half of overtime. Here we go. Venuto with a free kick. Sends it in. There's Zalalam. Tibert. Oh, how was that not a goal? Bouncing around right in front of the goal mouth. The goalkeeper was who knows where, buried under that pile of bodies. Could not get the goal. All right. Extra time, halftime. Start the second half. Let's give the boys a shout. Let's encourage. Jonathan Dos Santos bombs one downfield for Alvarez. Youngster's got fresh legs. Sends one in, but McMath easily handles that one. Okay, we're starting to get a lot of tired boys out there. I don't think we want to take out Romeo at this point. Leave old Rocco in there. You know, we got the 20-year-old we could bring off the bench. Probably not a great time for him. I mentioned I want to keep Zalalam in there. We're going to keep him in there till he dies, I guess. Is there anybody on the bench with penalty taking? 7. Zoltan. 6. No. Ahmed. 7. How's Nowinski looking? Nope. Nobody worth bringing in off the bench for penalty reasons. I mean, that's one of the things you get with a young team. You just don't have those sort of special teams type players. Okay. 2-2. 114. Here we go. Zalalam with another free kick off the wall. He does not go for it. He charges the goal. Tibert. Looks like we might have a highlight here. Is this a real highlight? Faria diving past the defense. Sort of out on an island here currently, and he's going to get it stolen. Foul. Yep, Dos Santos gets a foul. Another free kick. The highlight continues. Venuto again. Everybody getting forward on this free kick. Not a great free kick. Could have been better, my man. Could have been better. If it's too high for Rocco, it's too high in general. 6'2", 14 jumping reach. He should be able to get to that. Okay, Zelalem is dying out there, but he's probably going to make it to penalties. 1 minute of extra time. Here we go. It's going to be the most exciting 2 minutes in sports. Not really. Okay. Hebert. Venuto. Hundle. Let's see. Then I guess it doesn't really matter from there. Look at Romeo though, 10 and 10. He's only got 4 finishing, but 10 penalty, 10 composure is pretty good. Let's see, Nerwinski, Faria, I guess. Chesser. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go. Let's win it in the top 5. They should have the advantage, honestly, when it comes to penalties, because they've got, more veteran players, more special teams type players. But we'll do what we can. Zelalem, not a good start, my man. Straight at the keeper. Not what you want to do. Christian Ramirez coming up next. Goalkeeper takes a slow walk off the sideline. Ramirez. Ooh, McMath almost stopped that. Zlatkovic, the youngster, he's got our best penalty-taking numbers. He doesn't have the greatest finishing. In terms of pure PK taking, he slots it. That's what he does. He's a sneaky penalty taker. Now here's Dos Santos. Let's see if the old man, he's already got one. Oh, McMath with a diving stop. He sort of almost broke his leg coming back to stop that. So there we go. Even it up. Let's go. Hebert, the veteran, the team captain, steps to the plate. Ooh, and he goes right down the middle. Tricky. I'll be honest, I hate penalties down the middle. I think it's sort of disrespectful to the keeper, but also just not great percentage-wise. Savio scores. Puts LA up. 3-2, right? Venuto. Oh, no. No, he missed. Ibarra. I think Ibarra can win it with this penalty. No, it didn't do the slow walk, so maybe not. Ibarra, he slots it, and he does. Does he win it? His teammates don't seem to be celebrating. Nope. Okay. Hundle, here's the slow walk. So if Hundle misses this one, we're done. 3-2 on penalties for LA. So we got to score one and stop one. Here we go. Hundle. He does score. Gives us a little bit of life here to go into the next round of penalties. Perry Kitchen steps to the plate. Okay, we got a shot here. The defender probably doesn't have the greatest free kick taking or finishing or any of that sort of stuff. It's all down to a mind game between him and McMath. Can McMath be the savior? No, he cannot. Vancouver goes down to LA Galaxy in the playoffs. Disheartening. Disheartening. We dominated the game, but LA gets the lucky goals, the special teams goals. You could say maybe they wanted it more. Maybe it was their day. I don't know what happened. That was terrible. Pep talk. I don't think it's going to be very peppy. Assertive. You were not good enough today. Get out. Get out. Season over. MLS Cup run cut short. Well, that allows us to move on and focus on the off season. Got a lot of questions to ask. Got a lot of changes to make. You know, we're going to look at the team, look at the roster. There are players who are wanted by other clubs. You know, Brim is wanted. Hundle is wanted. A lot of guys on this club are wanted by other teams for other reasons. So we're going to have to make some decisions on who to let go and who to keep. So that's going to be it for this. We'll come back, I guess, one more game. Well, yeah, we'll come back one more video, show the off season, show the end of the MLS playoffs, and see who actually wins the MLS playoffs, all that stuff. But until then, until next time, we'll see you then.